Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. A fireside edition. We're sitting here a little, what do you call these things? It's like a chimenea.
Yeah, I like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
And what's so cool is we're coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona, and you wouldn't think fireplace on a sunshiny day in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah. There's a cool breeze.
The mornings are brisk, as you can see. Both Jeffrey and I have some, warm tops on and sweaters, and it's going to definitely warm up. We won't be needing these, but what a welcome.
Oh, it's great. What a nice
treasure.
little find. We're waiting
Yeah.
for our place in line here for brunch. So this was a nice find. So we thought we'd just do a quick video. Karen wanted to do a video on, it's really about self-advocating.
Self-advocating. So I'm calling this, cancer, what next? So, and I want to start right off the bat and let you know that Jeffrey was diagnosed with super early stage. That's such a blessing. We're so lucky. He's got melanoma in situ, which is the earliest stage of skin cancer. So we are super blessed to have found it early and have this time to really research all of our options.
And just for specifics, it's like right across my top lip. So
Right.
I share this with people too, just to kind of, who would have thought? You put sunblock all over your body, mostly not on your lips, and I'm not great with sunblock.
Well, I think men especially don't
Yeah.
put. Women, we tend to use a lot more lip products just on a daily basis anyway. So I think we're more conscious, but men don't. So
Right.
yeah, sunblock, right?
Yes, and it's hard to find it. And now that I'm looking at this stuff, you go to Whole Foods and natural grocers, it's really hard to find something that has block and it's not just a lip emollient. But anyway,
And
I
in
just wanted-
addition, a non-toxic one, because
Yeah.
it's so important when you're fighting something. The last thing you want to do is put any
Right.
carcinogens or hormones or any toxins in your body. Do you have the
Yeah, I do.
new products? So
Just so you can give a shout out.
Yeah, I do. I want to give a shout out to Coola, Coola. They offer an SPF 30, and it's very low, on the toxicity level. If you look it up in ewg.org, it's a very safe product. So shout out to them. I love their products. I actually use one of their lipsticks that has a sunscreen in it as well for when I'm at the beach. But anyway, so cancer, what next is what we want to talk about, and self-advocacy. So, this process starts, unfortunately, with our insurance, right? And everybody's insurance availability. Unfortunately, where Jeffrey and I live, we have a choice of 3 insurance companies. And on top of that, unfortunately, the policies offered under those umbrellas are extremely limited.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with we're self-employed. If you're self-employed,
Yes, thank you.
you're not going through one of the big programs through a company that allows you to go anywhere in the country.
Oh my
right?
gosh,
Yeah.
that's such a great point. So if you work, for a company or corporation, you may not have the limitations that people who are self-employed
probably don't.
have with insurance
Right.
companies, and it's limited. I mean, you literally cannot just get any insurance that you want. It's dictated by your main place of residence, which for us is Summit County, and it's just super limited. So the first thing we did was find out where we could go to. The first thing he did is he had a skin check, and this is really key. Again, self-advocacy. He was just about to leave, and he said to the doctor, she had done the whole check, and she was great. And he said, could you just take a look at my lips also? I had a biopsy done in 2015, and it came back, as nothing. But, I feel like it's gotten a little bit darker.
Yeah, I'm almost wishing I didn't say anything. I say that as a joke, really. But
I know.
it was one of those things where the doc says, hey, anything else I should know? Anything else I should check after the check? So I'm the one that brought that up. Right? Yeah.
And again, self-advocacy. So go in with a list of things that you want to have checked, and you want to ask, a list of questions that you want answered. So that's self-advocacy number one. Then, of course, she looked at it and said, you know, I don't really like the look of this. She took a biopsy. It came back as melanoma in situ, which is a form of skin cancer. And again, a lot of people don't think skin cancer on your lips. A lot of people have reached out to us and they've had something above their lip. I actually had a pre-cancerous thing that they just froze off.
Down on your chest. Right?
Oh no, that was a melanoma in situ.
Oh yeah.
It's fine, and I had to have surgery on that.
Right.
But I had, which they just freeze off a lot of precancerous things for people, and I think most of us have probably had that experience. But this is melanoma, and it's across most of Jeffrey's top lip and inside a little bit. And a lot of people have said, what do you think caused it? And, you know,
the sun is the big culprit. You know,
It's
we're in the sun a lot.
We're outdoor people.
You know, we're skiing, and I think the reflection off the snow.
Right.
And the other thing I've learned is that UV rays are so much stronger at high altitude. You guys know we live at Copper Mountain. It's 10,000 feet right there at the base. So we're there all the time at high altitude. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like you said, the UV rays are at their peak where we live. So, and we're outside all seasons. And that, you know, the doctor was saying that the sun reflecting off the snow, you know, can be that much stronger than just the sun alone.
Right.
So, anyway, that's what has caused this. And had he been using an SPF on his lips, you know, we probably wouldn't be in this situation, but we are. So you should use sunscreen on your lips so that you don't get in this situation. Anyway, self-advocacy number 2 is that when he got that diagnosis, she sent us to a Mohs surgeon, which is a surgeon who does a specific type of surgery for skin cancer. And he's a great doctor in Denver, and we went in feeling super confident. He's also affiliated with you know, he's a dermatologist as well, so we felt really confident.
Obviously looked up all of his reviews. The guy had great reviews.
Excellent.
And we really like him a lot.
Yes.
I mean, he's awesome.
So he took 5 additional biopsies across the entire lip to see if the melanoma was present everywhere. Those were sent out and they came back inconclusive, so they were then sent out to yet another pathologist that particular surgeon feels is one of the best in the country. And they came back and it was still somewhat inconclusive, but based on the first biopsy of the initial melanoma, they decided and determined that it was a melanoma in situ across the entire lip. But to us, the fact that they had to use that other information in determining this, you know, kind of led us to think that...
Look at this behind you.
Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful... What is this?
Harris's hawk. And this is a hawk that naturally occurs just here in the Sonoran Desert.
Oh my gosh, we'll
This
get in the
is
video.
a
We're going
video,
to change
video.
the topic of the video and talk about the
Entrance of
Harris's
the Harris's
hawk.
hawk.
Harris's hawk. Oh my gosh, can you see? He's got like a rust-colored wing.
Yeah, nice auburn on top of the wings. And then a big black and white tail back there in the back.
Is this a male or a female?
This one's a female, and when you're looking at birds of prey, the females are a whole third bigger than what the males are.
Really? And are they prettier, unlike most
Obviously,
other? Oh,
Not a girl. Now don't reach up for her because she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Does she-
No, the females and males, when you're looking at birds of prey, hawks, owls, eagles, falcons, they all look just like each other.
Okay.
Plumage is the same.
Got it.
Not like a cardinal where one's real bright and
Right.
one's real dull. The
Exactly.
dullness on the females of the cardinals are the birds of prey, or the birds like that, where they're different. The dull colors on the one is so it hides when it's in the nest, so it's not easily picked out by one of these guys.
Oh, that's really
These
cool.
guys will eat other
Mother
birds.
Nature and oh, they will.
They like to eat rabbits and rodents, the little rock squirrels and stuff like that. That's what most of them go after.
Is
Wow,
that what you like, huh?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
incredible.
She's a rescue bird from Liberty Wildlife. She came in real sick and weak at about a year old. She's 15 years old now.
And what is her life
she looks great.
expectancy?
In the wild, about 20 years, and in captivity, maybe a little bit over 30 years. She'll
Wow.
get an extra 10 hanging out with us.
Is that
And
just
because-
because it's safety? She doesn't have to worry about predators?
It's more us, power lines, poachers, poisons. People in the neighborhoods where they have lots of citrus trees have problems with roof rats. So if they put out poisons to get rid of the roof rats, and the rat comes out in the open and the hawk picks it off, poison goes into the hawk, both of them die.
Right.
Terrible.
Secondary poisoning. So if they trap them, they were doing a lot of advertising and showing them how to get and make traps to capture those roof rats so they can get rid of them.
Yeah.
Now she just ruffled up all her feathers and shook like a dog would shake out its fur. And then the last thing she did was wag that tail on the butt end. That made her happy. They have a lot of very canine behaviors. When they eat,
Interesting.
they drool like a dog. When they get hot, they open up the beak and lift the tongue and pant like a dog. If they get angry, feathers on the back of the head all the way down between the wings will stand up like the
Just
hackles
like a
on
dog,
the back
yeah.
of the dog.
Yeah.
And when they're tickled about something, they wag that tail on the butt end.
Wow.
Do you
that's
think she sees herself in my glasses and that's what's making her happy? Maybe she thinks that there's a...
Another Harris nearby. No, the being off on the chair where I'm not her boss, where she gets to be her own boss, that's part of what makes her happy.
She likes
That's
to
great.
Be
Step
in
up.
charge.
Oh, that's great.
For real.
I think they're
So
they're texting us from the restaurant. Are calling us.
Excellent.
But that's really cool.
Thank you
So are you
so much.
associating here with the hotel? Or are you here to?
The hotel makes a donation to Liberty Wildlife, where we keep the birds. They get me to come in and walk around and talk to the guests. And the other offshoot that happens, because I'm out here walking around with the big birds, out there on the patio or out and look around. All the little birds are gone because they're afraid of this.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So just as a secondary
Interesting.
thing, the other birds that would come in trying to land in your plate and steal your food, they're staying away because we've got the big bird out.
Interesting.
So we come in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 to noon.
That's great.
Well, thank you so
Well,
much.
I'm gonna wrap this. So
Yeah, I just wanted to tell them real quickly. We brought a bird to a crow to a rescue.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't much smaller than this. We live in
Right.
Colorado.
Yeah.
And it was it couldn't fly. So anyway,
Brought it to the rescue.
brought
Yeah.
it to a rescue, and they had a vet come in, and they're working with it to hopefully rehabilitate it and release it. So
Yeah.
she's definitely not going to be released.
Oh no,
because
she's beautiful.
She's
Yeah, she's in great
wasn't
shape.
able to go back into the wild, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her. Yeah, she had a problem, a disease that the hawks and owls get from eating the pigeons. In the pigeon, it'll be a pigeon herpes virus. If that virus manifests itself in the bird that ate them, it'll become a tumor in their mouth or in their throat.
Oh.
And the tumor gets big enough, it blocks the food from coming in, and then the bird gets weak. And as it gets bigger, it blocks off their windpipe, they suffocate and die.
Oh my goodness.
So the pigeons, when they talk about it being a dirty bird, yeah, they are. And
Yeah.
they cause the other animals to die.
That's
Well, we're
interesting.
so grateful.
Wow.
She
For
gets
your
to stay with us
organization.
now and work as a teacher or
Yeah.
educator instead of being
I
a
love
hunter.
it. She's gorgeous.
awesome.
Thank you so much for
You're very
sharing
welcome.
her with us. We appreciate that.
It's also wave goodbye. Good girl.
That's great.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We're going to wrap, so we will do another video on the topic that we initially started, but how,
Well, what a great interruption
oh my
that
gosh,
is.
that was a blessing. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the Ondas, Scottsdale, Arizona.